You want to know all about the new gun, boys and girls? Well, the Famas will make you famous. Get it? Get it? Get it? I'm a dad. I'm allowed to do this stuff. Uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom! G'day humans, this is the brand new Famas guide. This is fresh to the market in PUBG Mobile. And these are the numbers that I doubt you found anywhere else because I've only just done them today and the game only just let me see the gun today, so here we go. This is going to be a little bit of a long one. There's a lot to unpack here. This is a very unique weapon and it's especially unique to the 5.56 family, okay? There has never been a 5.56 AR in the game before that approaches being a competent CQC weapon, and that's where we're going with this. But I'm not going to spoil all of it. Stick around, watch the video. You'll learn a whole lot of stuff that you didn't know. I'm also going to ask if you could like the video now for me and subscribe. That would be tremendously helpful. You don't have to pay anything to come along and get the info, but it'd help me if you just gave me a thumbs up. Let's hit it. The Famas is a French assault rifle made by the Mars company in the late 70s. And it's been in a heap of video games. And suffice to say, I'm an OG and I've been around longer than you and I've played a lot of them. And that's why I love that it's in PUBG Mobile. However, it's more interesting for me that this is the first 5.56 AR we've had that is really geared towards close quarters combat. And it's not just geared towards it, it's only really for close quarters combat. You can extend it out to about 75 meters to reliably, well, semi-reliably spray. And it is greatly affected by having a crouching or proning, like all the 5.56 AR's gameplay style. But wow, if you try and just stand toe-to-toe and spray with this thing at long range, you're going to get wrecked. Here's the recoil patterns. Now on the left is without compensator, on the right is with compensator. And you can see that you really, really, really want to run this gun with a compensator. It is just chalk and cheese, and you don't have the ability to put on any other lower rail attachments. It doesn't have attack stock. The compensator is life for this thing. If you want to have any chance of spraying a reasonable game with a 3X or something along those lines, get a compensator on the Famas. The other thing is, I would take a quick draw mag on the Famas over an extended mag. And an extended quick draw is an absolute must if you want to optimize this weapon. The reload time is atrocious. It's 4.5 seconds on the base, and it only has 25 rounds. And not only that, you have all these Uzi-like situations where you fire all your rounds because it fires so fast. The rate of fire is 0.074 seconds per round at 90 frames per second. But, I mean, you're going to see me crouch here. You've got to crouch. You've got to crouch. Set them up, crouch, stand up, set it up again, and do the same thing. If you're not crouching, your shots will be slouching. I just made that up, Dad. I'm very, very funny. The quick draw mag, though, drops it down by about 2 seconds and makes it very, very usable. If you don't have a quick draw mag on and you get pushed by someone, it is very, very easy to end up in situations where you are just basically running around rocks, killing time while you reload. That also brings me to another issue I have with the Famas. And I want to clear out the negatives first, I think, because it's important that you understand them. It's very much limiting your loadout. I love running a Kar 98 or an M24 or an AWM. If I run the Famas on that kind of a gameplay, it's not going to cover off any of the mid-range. It's not like the M416. It's not like the Scar-L. It's not like the AUG. It doesn't have a reliable mid-range game. So, I mean, it's all well and good to run it with a bolt action, but you're not going to be running it with a bolt action at its best. You want to run it with another 5.56 AR, or, you know, or run 2 Famases so that you can switch weapons very, very fast, because they will run out of ammo very quickly and they are not very good at range, especially if you're not using a compensator. All right. So slow reload, very small magazine, only 25 in the round, and it doesn't have great recoil. Well, why would you use it? Well, it has a sub 3 second time to kill, which is the only 5.56 in the game, AR in the game, which has a sub 3-second time to kill. The M4 at 90 frames per second is 0.085 seconds per round. The Famas is 0.074 seconds per round, which means if you're running 90 frames, this thing will clear a target in 0.293 seconds. Here's the bad news. If you're running 60 frames or smooth/extreme, then the rate of fire goes up by about 8%, meaning it is now 0.079 seconds per round. Now that still sounds very fast, but the thing about the Famas is it doesn't have even as strong a round as an M416 or a Scar L. Those rounds are 40.9 base damage in the chest shots. The Famas's base damage is 37.9. So when you drop just a little bit of rate of fire, the Famas starts struggling. And it's with 60 frames per second, you're only getting a 0.316 second time to kill, which isn't amazing. It's better than AKM. It's better than an AKM, and it's better than an M416. So it's certainly good to use those. But would I take it over a barrel? Hell no. Absolutely not. It's got, in my opinion, worse recoil than a barrel, and it doesn't have nearly the barrel's hitting power. The barrel has a massive 45.9 base damage round. That's nearly 10 points of damage better than the Famas. And yet the barrel's rate of fire is only, another 10% more. So you do get more bang for your buck, I think, with the barrel. Why would you use this then? Well, there is a little bit of a secret with this. The Famas is a 5.56 AR, and it has 5.56 AR shell velocity. The shell velocity is 909 meters a second. I timed it out. That's the same as the M4, the Scar L, the QBZ95, the G36C. That's a very, very fast shell velocity, okay? Why is that important? Because if you're firing and you're firing at the same time as the other guy in CQC, but you're firing faster and your bullet speed is faster as well as your rate of fire, then your damage gets there quicker. And that means that desync being what it is, as soon as you clear the target, his damage vanishes. So all the rounds that he has in the air, when you clear him, disappear. That's why the Famas is actually quite good at CQC, and even a little bit better than its numbers would make you think. This is the Famas with a suppressor. Look at that horizontal recoil. It is very, very, very difficult. And I tried to single tap it, and oh my god, that was a screen lock, not a Famas's fault. But I mean, it ain't good at this kind of range. It just doesn't get the job done. And I wanted to see, so we put it on, single tap. It's just, it's not an M16. It's not the 5.56 AR you expect. And I think a lot of people assumed that this was going to be like a more powerful M4, but it's not. It's not like that at all. It is absolutely good in close quarters combat, but it's not great. It is not versatile. It is only really there for out to about 50 to 75 meters. Once you get past that, the Famas is going to struggle. So what do you do with it? Well, I would make sure that I paired this up with something that has some kind of versatility. A DP28 comes to mind. It would certainly do well with a DP28. And let's be honest, this is Livic. Livic is not built for Kar 98s and M24s, or it isn't for most people. I love running them because I just love running bolt action sniper rifles. They're thrilling for me. They are the guns that keep me coming back to PUBG Mobile. Livic is built for short, turbulent, third-party engagements, valleys of death, rolling hills that hide snaking grubs and hyper-aggressive humans alike. And that means that if you run double Famas, you're going to be okay. You're actually going to clear a whole lot of targets. I would like to reissue a statement though. If you run the Famas, make sure that the first thing you pick up, even over an extended magazine, is a quick draw magazine. You've got to be able to, and I was fixing my sound there, and then some dude ran up. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll go back here and just fix my sound. You do you. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope it was helpful for you. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anything that I've left out. It's got no lower rail attachment, which is unfortunate. I think if you could put an angle grip on it, it would really become something interesting, but maybe that's just a bridge too far. I would very much like to see this on more maps. I don't love the idea that we only get certain guns on certain maps when they're different and unique, and I think they'd have a place in other metas, but regardless. The Famas is certainly a fun thing to run on Livic, and there will be a lot of people that will make a lot of love with this thing. Look after yourselves, stay safe in the battlefield, please subscribe to the channel, and as always, bye for now.